you'll be notified every time I upload, and comment down below your thoughts about it. Don't forget to enjoy. Hi there.
Hey, Lana, can you see me okay?
I see you perfect. Let me just
Good.
close my phone. Hold on. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, I think. Couple things. I bought some graph paper, so I took those numbers that I'm rating daily and I'm graphing it. So, I mean, your idea about that was really genius because you can visually see you know, the momentum picking up.
Right, right.
It's much more useful than just putting numbers down on a card, which was what I was doing. So, anyway, that was encouraging.
Good. So where are you at in general?
Um, Kind of averaging around a 7 or 8 a day.
Excellent. That's amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
Very cool.
I mean, it goes up and down, but that's kind of the general course of it. And I do see the upper that it's, moving up. So I'm guessing it'll just it continue to move upward.
Excellent. And how are you doing physically?
Well, it kind of depends on what the doctor tells me. Sometimes it's kind of discouraging what they say to you, and that really affects my thinking.
And what do you do when they do that?
Well, I try not to replay it in my head and just try to override the image they give me with something else. Like, if she says, um, well, this week she told me I was not ready to go back to work in September. And then the next day she told me I was ready to go back to work. So I was very confused about that.
Right. And what
And,
was the bottom line?
well, the bottom line was I think she was referring to September and I'm referring to right now.
I see. Okay.
So I think it was a time difference in how we perceive the time part of it. But, she also tells me that it's when my brain heals completely that my movement will return. And I really want to believe that. There's a little bit of doubt in there for me.
Okay.
And I think with that, Ilana, there's also a little bit of doubt that I can heal completely because I'm kind of not satisfied with less than, a complete healing. And
Okay.
I've been trying to tap on that each day.
Let us
And
start with the brain healing, or the belief that when the brain heals, my movement will return. Okay? We're going to start with that. So what I
okay,
want you to do is look at the belief dial, 0 to 10. What's your number? 10 means I fully believe that when my brain heals, my movement will return. 0 means no belief whatsoever. Where are you at?
an 8.
Okay, that's pretty good. Reach out and touch the dial and turn it up.
Just try to turn it.
Notice where you feel it inside and turn it up.
As usual, I feel it right in my stomach.
Okay, good. I want you to keep turning it back and forth until it stays at a 10. Won't turn back again.
It's not bad, but I have to tell you, as I turn it back and forth, I just have a little bit of a mild nausea with it.
That's totally fine. I've had people with much worse. By the time that they finish, it's gone.
Wow. Okay. I mean, it seems to be moving okay.
Good, but I want it to get stuck at a 10. That can't go back down again. I want you to keep turning it back and forth until you can't turn anymore. It's stuck at the 10.
Yeah, and as I do that, the nausea picks up a little bit more. I mean, I'm okay, but
It's okay. I mean, I'm telling you, I've had other clients, and they're like, oh, I can't do this. I'm so nauseous. I said, just continue doing it. It's going to go within a minute or two, and it always goes.
What is that nausea from? Is it like a resistance?
The nausea, I think, is the releasing of the things that are holding it back.
Ah, okay. That's a good thing then.
Yes, it is.
Okay, I think I've got it at 10.
Okay, and how's the nausea now?
It's not really there like it was.
Okay, see? And you can't turn it back again, right? Stuck at the 10.
It doesn't want to go back.
Okay, good. So how's your belief now? Will you get your movement back when you heal, your brain heals?
Now I'd say it's more like at a 7.
Your dial's at a 7?
Oh, no, I wasn't checking the dial. Let me check the dial here. Can't seem to really get a number on it.
Start tapping. Disbelief.
Disbelief,
Or the disbelief.
disbelief.
I won't get my movement back even when my brain heals. Will my brain actually heal? Maybe that's the question. Whatever it means,
Whatever it means,
whatever it represents,
whatever it represents,
whether I believe it or not,
whether I believe it or not,
I'll be right.
I'll be right.
So why would I want to have the disbelief?
So why would I want to have the disbelief?
Might as well take on the belief. I'll be right over there. It's safe to believe
It's safe to believe
that when my brain totally heals,
the
the movement's going to come back.
movement will come back.
And I'll be fully mobile,
And I'll be fully mobile,
just like it was before.
just like it was before.
Let everything else go.
Let everything else go.
I'm safe.
I'm safe.
It's safe to be safe.
It's safe to be safe.
Grab your wrist, breathe in, blow out. Peace.
So the other day I was watching this video on faster EFT, and you've probably seen this. It's on a YouTube video, and it was a seminar, and these women, and they were just going through these actual lists of symptoms that they had had themselves, and then had gotten rid of by using faster EFT. I mean, it was everything you could imagine, and some of them had just massive, like maybe 20 different things that they had dealt with. And they were gone.
I believe it, totally. Because all of them are beliefs based on proofs. There's two elements to it, right? Number one, it's a belief based on a proof of an experience. Number two, it used to be a signal that came to teach you something, brought you a gift, right? And either you didn't yet get the gift, or it's an old signal that the unconscious mind doesn't yet realize you don't need anymore.
Well, so in your thinking or your belief, do you believe that all illness and sickness is related to a belief of some kind?
I do believe that there are times when God just says, I believe in God. So I believe there's time that God says, your time is up over here. Time to come back home. And then there's nothing you can do to help it. But in those cases where you can help it, I almost always believe that there's some emotional aspect to the disease. Or have you ever watched the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? Okay, you remember when she's in that basketball field with the child, and as she turns around in one direction looking the other way, you see a bunch of different bubbles, and each bubble has her in it, but in a different situation. Or not her, maybe it was a boy. I can't remember if it's a boy or it's her. The moment she looks at him, it goes down to 1. Why? Because her glasses Showed her that one perspective. Didn't show any of the other perspective. The filters that she's wearing on her eyes. Not her glasses, the filters that she has based on her experiences in life. But there is a multitude of other possibilities around, an infinite number of possibilities. And if you manage to change your filters, you can zoom in on another possibility or another possibility, one that's much better for you. It all depends on the filters they're using. And where do those filters come from? Your experiences. But as we know, you can change your experiences. That's what we've been doing all this time. We've been changing your experiences. Whether you know what the experience is or whether you don't know what the experience is, it doesn't make a difference. We are still changing it. If we weren't changing it, you wouldn't feel the changes in your body.
And so now it's making more sense about how tapping on one thing can eventually, if you keep doing it, can have others go away, because it's kind of like they're all connected internally within us.
Exactly.
So you loosen one up and it loosens another one up.
Exactly.
Thank you for explaining that.
Pleasure. Okay, so where's your belief now? If you heal your brain, can you get movement back in your arm?
Oh, let's see. It's sitting at about a 5.
Okay, is that the dial?
Yeah.
Reach out and touch it. Notice where you feel it inside. Turn it up. Notice the shifts and changes that occur inside as you do.
It doesn't really want to go, but I'm feeling energy moving inside of me anyway.
Okay, keep playing with it. Just keep playing with it until it moves. If you need to, take a screwdriver and loosen the screw a tiny bit.
Okay, I may have to. I loosened the screw and it made me a little nauseous again, so.
Okay, good. That's a good sign, in my humble opinion.
Okay, I think I can get it to stick at a 10.
Okay, and how's your belief now?
Wow. Strong. I mean, it's like it really came back.
Good. And now let's go to your brain. Okay, 10 means fully healed. Now remember when you're talking about this, sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it needs to first be seen in your mind before it can actually manifest in physicality. Okay? So don't get upset if you do it and you don't feel your brain totally healed yet at the end of the process. Okay? Because like when I was doing my money work, I first had to let go of all fears about money, and it took another bit of time before I started actually seeing the money manifest in my life. So sometimes you need to see it first in your mind. Sometimes it can be immediate. It depends on the size of the thing, depends on a lot of different things. I can't predict which one it will be. I'm just telling you that you should not feel a setback because you don't automatically feel the healing in your brain. Sometimes it takes time for the brain to catch up to where you are in terms of your belief, okay?
Okay, yeah, like there's a kind of a lag time between them.
Right, exactly. So go to your dial. Doesn't have to be, just can be. About healing your brain, or a totally healed brain. Okay, 0 means it's totally unhealed. 10 means it's totally healed. What's your number?
It's a 1.
Reach out and touch it. Notice where you feel as you touch it. And turn it up. Notice the shifts and changes occur inside as you do.
nausea's wanting to come back in, but it's not bad.
Okay, well, we know that it's releasing stuff. It's a good sign.
Should I just kind of turn it back and forth?
Mm-hmm.
It's not only just a little nausea. I mean, I kind of feel a pressure inside of me too in a certain area of the body.
It's okay. Continue going. All it means is that's releasing some experience from that part of the body.
Okay, the dial's moving pretty well now.
Good. What do you feel happening inside of you?
Just that kind of pressure movement. Something's moving and there's a little bit of pressure inside me.
Okay, good.
This is interesting because it's different than the other times, that I've done this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I noticed this yesterday. I've been aware of it, but one of the additional things that has happened to me is I've become very dependent on getting reassurance from other people, almost to
Mm-hmm.
the where it's draining for them and for me.
Okay, right.
Never was that way before, so I want to get rid of that too because it's not a fun place to be in.
All right. When you finish with this style, we'll do the next one, which is letting go of the need for approval from others.
Okay,
And
good.
by the way, there's two ways of doing that because I told you that I did it with someone who I had been looking for approval for a long time. And I spent around 4 or 5 hours just happily saying, I don't need anyone's approval besides my own. I'm not going to get it anyway, so I might as well just give up on that. I only need my own approval. I only need my own approval. Don't need anyone's approval besides my own. And for 4 hours straight, I was tapping on it. By the time that I finished, it was gone. Didn't need their approval anymore. Okay, so you can do it like that, or you can do it
Okay,
with a dial.
okay.
There's also the spinning you can do. There's also the color game you can do. I mean, all of these techniques tend to go to the same place, right? Just
Well,
depends which way.
I find it being able to type on positive affirmations really fascinating because it takes it to a whole new level.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, if you think about it, the dial method can also go for positive affirmations. Because if you want to, let's say, what I do every night before I go to sleep, I mean, everyone has their own control board. Before I go to sleep, I take up my control board, which is in my imagination, and I look at all the dials of things that I want. Flow of money, make sure that's on a 10. Financial independence, make sure that's a 10. Relationship, make sure that's at a 10. Relationship with my son, make sure that's at a 10. I just go through everything because throughout the day, things can happen that can bring it down. Triggers or memories or something that happened, an occurrence that happens that reminds whatever it is. So before I go to sleep, I look through all my control board, all the things that are really important to me, and I just make sure that all the dials are in the right place. And if they're not, I do the process to get them to the right place.
So do you do that throughout the day also, kind of readjust things?
If I feel I need to, yes. If I don't, then I just at nighttime to make sure. But what are you basically doing then? When I say my flow of money is at a 10, it's like tapping in an affirmation. It's making sure there's no experiences that are in my way for getting it to a 10. And if it's not, I play with the dial until I get it there.
So you're saying manipulating the dial is actually clearing out those experiences that might
Yeah,
get in the
yeah. Look at yourself when you're doing it. You're going in, not go, it's going inside. There's a better word that I'm looking for. It's a transderivational search inside your body. Okay, you're holding onto the dial, turning it, and you're closing your eyes, and you're feeling where you feel it inside your body. You're releasing it. Feeling where inside your body, releasing it. It's basically hypnosis. You're basically bypassing your conscious mind and going to your unconscious mind when you do it. Okay,
Okay.
it's a form of self-hypnosis. What is hypnosis? Hypnosis is bypassing the conscious mind, going to the unconscious mind. Having a narrow point of view, and that you're doing, you're looking at the dial, you're looking at the feelings in your body where you need to release it. Someone
Well, you could
who's
do that.
your dial, your belief that you can't go back to work until your arm's working. 0 to 10. 0 means can't do anything until my arm starts working. 10 means I can do anything, even if my arm's not working.
It's at a 3.
Reach out and touch it. Notice where you feel as you touch it. Turn it up. Notice the shift and changes occur inside as you turn it up. Keep turning it back and forth and back and forth and back and forth until it gets up to a 10 and it's stuck there. You can't move it away from there.
Yeah, there's definitely some energy with this. Okay, I can get it to a 10, but it doesn't want to stay there.
Okay, keep doing it. Back and forth until it stays at the 10 and can't move back.
It doesn't want to go back to the 3 now.
Did
It
it?
wants to stay at 10.
Is it stuck at a 10 now?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay, and what's your belief now?
That one's pretty much gone.
Which is you now believe that you can do things even if your arm's not yet working.
Yes, I do.
Good. That was easy.
Wow. Easier than I thought. I mean, that's been a big one that's been hanging on me.
And look how long it took you to get rid of it. A minute and a half?
Yeah, about that.
Pretty easy, huh?
And when I was moving that dial, there was a lot of energy moving on inside my body, too. I could feel it.
Mm-hmm.
This stuff is really amazing to me.
It's amazing to me, too.
I mean, even after all this time, you get surprised, don't you?
Every time. Every time. And what I'm trying to do now to see if it works is if you can do it surrogately.
Oh,
Stepping into someone else's body and turning their dials.
well, if regular EFT works that way, I don't know why this wouldn't.
Exactly. Exactly. Now, my take is that if you're doing it for the bad, it won't work anyway because the unconscious mind won't do anything that it feels or deems as harmful to the person.
It's kind of like there's a safety feature with it.
Exactly. So my personal opinion is that even if I would try doing something that would be harmful to somebody else, it wouldn't work.
Don't forget, if you like this video, leave a like down below, subscribe to my channel, or subscribe to my newsletter. The address is right down below there. Have a great week.